One more, inhale. And push every last drop of breath out as you exhale. And then get some more out too. Like see if you can find a little more to breathe out. And then once you've done that, let your arms come down by your sides. And just bring your hands to the heart, thumbs in, take a breath in. Interlace your 10 fingers again, but this time just press the palms down in front of you and then stretch your arms forward. And get a nice stretch up and over left, up and over right through the wrists. And the hips a little bit. Good. And then we're going to take it to, we're going to do a salutation of sun. So Samasthiti, hands, heart. Inhale, reach up, look up, go back. Exhale, fold over your legs. Bend your knees, drop your head. Inhale, lengthen, so chin, chest, eyes. Go ahead and bring the hands down and step the feet back, top of a push-up, strong. Lower the knees, chest, chin. And come forward as you inhale, glide the heart, chest forward, cobra. Now you can press into the hands and come up, keep the hips down. Spreading the fingers, stay here and reach your big toes back and really squeeze the back body strong, especially the low. To downward facing dog, tuck the toes, bend your knees if you like, and down dog. Let your spine lengthen. And let your breath deepen. Okay. The ribs are floating back towards your thighs. The organs are relaxing up into the ribs. Notice what you see with your eyes. Try to keep them really steady. Change. Look forward. Exhale the feet, either step or hop forward. Inhale, lengthen, chin, chest, eyes. Exhale, fold. Press to the feet, reach arms up. And go up and back, opening up the whole front body, and then come back to Samasthiti. And take a breath in. And a breath out again. Inhale, reach up. Press your feet down, bring your palms together, go back. Exhale, fold. Weight of the head drops. Inhale, lengthen. Chin, chest, eyes. Plant the hands, float the feet back. Lower knees, chest, chin right away. Feel your heart and throat on the ground and then slide it forward for cobra. Press your hips down, big toes, especially like all the feet reaching back, especially big toes. You can look forward or look up. Downward facing dog. Change. Exhale, step feet forward or hop them if you like. Inhale, lengthen. And forward fold. Warming up the breath. Inhale, reach. Heart, arms, lift up out of the waist. Go back. And then bring your hands, your eye gaze center. And float your fingertips down to by your sides. And take a breath in. Breath out. Let's do half moon pose. Inhale, reach arms up and overhead. Glue your palms together firmly. Like squeeze in. Feel your arms against your ears, and then lift up out of the waist. Feel the tail, little root down towards heels. Really stretch up. Try to touch your ceiling. And then begin to bend up and over to the right as the hips go to the left, creating an extension on your left side. Keep the chest open, the chin away from throat. Engaging through the low abdominals. Feel the stretch on the entire left side of the body. And keep opening up breath into the chest as you take a few more breaths and notice the quality of breath still very calm. As you work into the depth of your half moon for 3. 2, and slow change, strong stomach, bring you back up into the center. Stretch up again. Readjust if you want to switch your palm grip. Reach up, think chin away. Find a calm quality of the breath as you move over into the extension, left side, reaching, eyes open. Right, using the arms if you can, maybe they can hold the head kind of on that track so the neck spine is part of this arcing. Hips compressed to the right, really stimulating the gallbladder meridian running up the side of the legs, and then stretching right ribs, right heart. Breathe deep into the lungs, pull belly in and back. Come down for 3, 2, and slowly come back up. Stop in the middle. Find your center, find the root, find the lift of the heart, the lift of the arms. Really bring them in, right? You'll have to slip the head then behind the arms as you look up. And try to look for your fingers, and then start to look further back. Reach your arms more up as you look further back along the ceiling towards the wall behind you. Reach your fingers in that direction. Press your heels down. Press your hips forward. Lift your chest up, and then keep traveling the eyes and the arms back. And again, you'll inhale, lift the chest, keep breathing, opening up the entire front body. Right? So you can think about it from the toes all the way up the knees, the thighs, to the hips, to the belly. As you go back, reach back, go one more, and slowly come on up. When you come back up, really suck the stomach in so you can come down flat back. Bend your knees, and take your hands, take your elbows behind your calves, take your armpits around the knees, drop your head face between your shins. Maybe scoop under the heels with the pinkies lined up side by side, or fingers can go down just to the backs of the ankles. Pull though yourself down your legs without losing contact. Stomach on the thighs, chest on the knees. The knees can stay very bent. Roll weight forward into toes. Find some deeper breaths here if you can. Relax the weight of the head. Scoop low belly in. Press the big toes, particularly strong toes down. So you can roll a little more weight forward. Think tail rising. As you eventually maybe move into straight legs, if you have flexibility to do that, really contract the thighs to lift the kneecap. That's, for some bodies. Keep the compression. Take one more breath. Feel your shoulders away from ears. Try to touch your elbows behind your calves. Slowly come out opposite way you went in. All the way up to the top. Lift heart, lift fingers, and then you can glide the arms down by the sides. Take a breath in and a breath out. Good. Reach your thumb. Let's see. Turn the arms out. Bring the arms out. Turn the thumbs up, and then press through. Like activate the thumbs themselves. Like press them out. Good. Just opening up into the lung channel. Let's bring the keep pressing the right thumb a ton, and then just look to the left a little bit. You can draw the chin down towards the left shoulder. You'll notice a change in the sensation of the stretch. And then activate, come back to the middle, activate your left thumb. Like really press it out, look to the right. And you can even lower your right arm if you want, and then let the right chin, let the chin come down to the right shoulder or armpit. Keep pressing the thumb, like you're putting your thumbprint on the wall, and then look forward and lower your arms. Good. Take your someone's excited. Take your right thumb and arm and rotate it inwardly, and then hide your arm behind you. Yeah, and then take that right and bend the right elbow behind, so your fingers are reaching up your back. And now take your left arm up and see if there's fingers to clasp behind you at your heart. Yeah, and if not, fingers, use your shirt or a strap. Breathe. You can open up your feet a little bit wider. Breathe into the front side, back to the heart. Just one breath folding forward. Bend your knees if you need. And inhale, come up. Good. Change. Release the arms. Left arm, the whole arm rotates internal. So you're really letting that shoulder internally rotate, and then hide, like hide your arm behind you, like you can't see it. I can't see it. And then bring your left arm up the back and the right arm from above to reach fingers. Hold shirt, hold fingers, fold forward. Just one breath. Exhale. And then bring yourself up on the inhale. Yeah, and then release the arms. And bring your feet back together. We're going to do, let's do awkward Utkatasana. Separate your feet hip width distance. Bring your arms out in front of you. Chest up, spine tall. Take a breath to prepare. Sit back and sit down. Yeah, get low. Chest up. Lift heart. Pull belly in. Track your knees. Sit a little bit lower. And change, come up. Come high, high on your tippy toes. Heels away from the ground. Press your big toes down. And sit again without lowering the heels. Send shins forward. Right, and keep breathing in and out through the nose as calmly as you can maintain. And if that's not happening, you back off a little bit, posture, get breath back. So finding that as the always, postures are going to change day to day. Come on up. Woo! Crackle, crackle knees. Maybe they'll crackle more in the third part. Squeeze your knees together. Press them in. Take a breath, inhale, and slowly go down. As you come down, spine absolutely straight in the middle. Press the knees forward and down at a slope from the belly button. Squeeze your inner knees in. Chest up, spine straight. Beautiful. I can kind of see Michelle. I can't see really anything because it's so small. When I breathe, even with the laptop, right? I was all like, I need the laptop to see everyone. All right, squeeze the knees more and come on back up. And as you come up, lower the heels, lower your arms. Step feet together and breathe in and breathe out. Good. Let's do eagle. Arms up overhead. Garudasana, right arm under, left arm on top. Elbows down, sit down, lift chest, right leg on top. Wrapping the legs, hide the inner thigh, sit down. Kind of get low, but think heart up. Yeah, elbows down, chest up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Change, second side. Left arm under. Elbows down, shoulders down, sit back, sit down, get low. Chest up. Left leg on top. Breathe. Try to line everything up, steady your gaze. And change. Arms, legs down, arms over. Excuse me, arms down. Excuse me, again, take a breath. Good. All right, let's do the other upward. So you're gonna sit with your feet are together this time. Sit down, kneel down, not kneel down, sit butt back, chest up. Palms can come together. Squeeze your inner knees together and lift your heart. Maybe look at your thumbs. Good, rise up and fold in half. Uttanasana. Inhale, lift your chest, heart, eyes, and place the hands down. Step back plank. Lower chaturanga or modified push-up. Inhale, up dog. Hold your upward facing dog. Reach your big toes back. Again, activating the legs, the butt. So you can bring a little bit, maybe as you press the tops of the feet down, but bring your hips forward through the arms. Maybe look up. Downward facing. Bring the right leg into warrior one. Spin left heel down and reach the arms up. You can have the hands together or apart. Squeeze a lot your left leg, press left hip forward, draw right hip back and in. Good. Open to warrior two. And in warrior two, let the palms press out, like you're pressing the walls apart through the heels of your hands. Shoulders down, lift chest. Squeeze your hips butt under you. Yeah, take another breath. Good, now take the left hand, interlace your fingers behind. Let's do humble warrior. So as you interlace the fingers, open up the chest and then start to fold. Try to release your head down, let it go. Use your back leg really solid. Let your arms come away from the spine. Squeeze, you guys, your shoulder blades together behind your heart. Go to plank and lower chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing. Left leg warrior, right heel down. Reach the back leg, really strong. It's sunny out today, thankful. Okay, open up, warrior two. Again, this is when you press your palms out, sort of going into the heart channel, the pericardium. So think middle fingers towards shoulders. Squeeze your belly in the back. Think strong, Uddiyana Bandha. But breathe. Change, interlace fingers. Open up the chest. Rotate arms behind. You can look up. And as you fold, think head down. Right? Maybe it goes all the way to the floor. Maybe it's hovering, but let it drop and squeeze your shoulder blades together as you take your hands further and further away from the spine. Relax the neck, pull the low abdominal wall in. Plank, step back. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. To downward facing. Good, okay, so let's bring the knees to the ground and bring the forearms down onto the ground. So you can go into a dolphin plank pose here, or you can go into a dolphin with the hips high. The elbows are no wider than your shoulders. Make sure they didn't slip out. If you're in your dolphin plank, you can lift one leg up and work towards Pinch Mayurasana if you want to go into an inversion completely. Otherwise, lift one leg at a time. And breathe, no matter what. And change when you're ready. And put the knees to the floor. Soften the head. Weight of the head down, child's pose. Take one big breath in. And a breath out. Okay, come back to a tabletop. And then we can go, let's go back to downward facing dog. Lift your hips, send your ribs back towards your thighs. Drop the weight of the head. Right foot forward. Warrior one again. Lift chest, heart, arms. Press outer left foot down, send left hip forward. Warrior two. Bent knee triangle, right elbow, right knee. Press the right knee back with the help of the elbow. Lift your chin to your left shoulder and look up. Two more breaths. Stay with it. Change. Come up. Warrior two. Keep the arms straight, but just lift the right arm up. Take the left hand to the left, thigh or down the leg. Just lift up that right side. Lots of length. You're still in warrior two in the legs. You can lean back a bit, but try to keep the arm long. And then change. Let's bring the right hand a little forward and outside of the right foot for Ardha Chandrasana. Lift the left leg. I'm gonna actually turn. I think I might have room. Lift the left leg with the chest. Your right fingertips or palm can be down on the block or the floor or whatever you have. You don't have a block. Open the chest. Maybe lift left arm. Maybe look up. Maybe you catch your left foot and go into like a half bow. Breathe. Good. Change. Let's take the, release the left foot if it's in your hand. Take the left hand down and square off your hips, but keep your left leg in the air. And twist your spine to the right. Right, and as you go to the right, really engage. Keep your standing leg really solid. And if you want to catch your foot, maybe try catch foot. Change, look down, hands down, and step back your left foot. Mindfully come into a high lunge. When you lift your chest and your heart, make sure your feet are stable. You can always put your back knee down. Notice the breath, what's happening with it. It might be getting a little bit fuller, wider as the heart rate goes up, but maintain a pattern of rhythm in your breath. Particularly notice your exhale. Twist left elbow outside of the right knee, or you can bind. You can lower your back knee down. We'll leave it lifted. If you want to fly, side crow variations, good spot for that. Come back to twist if you chose a side crow. And then untwist, bring your hands down either side of the right foot. Step the left foot forward. And separate your feet a little bit wider than your hips. And then sit your hips down and go into a squat. And you can have your feet, whatever position works for you, obviously. But just, yeah, let the tail kind of release down. And if you want to do regular crow, not regular, you know what I mean, like crow, go for it. Otherwise, stay in a squat. I'm feeling super crazy in my my old, now I can say it's an old injury, but my thing today, so awesome. Yeah. So cool. Okay, from here, let's stand up. So as you rise up, shift your way into, or no, just bring your feet together. Let's go Samastiti. We'll do this all on the second side. So start by finding your center and bend your knees. Utkatasana, lift your heart. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, lift. And lower, feet back, lower down. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Press the floor away in your up dogs. Exhale, down dog. Left foot forward, warrior. Squeeze every muscle you can feel for on your outer, like right leg, all the way up to the glute. And the quad, that like this back leg is so strong. Front leg too, right? But the front leg's bent, so it's gonna be easier to feel the that power, right? Like sometimes, especially if you're flexible, you gotta activate those, squeeze those things. Warrior two. Adjust your feet. Keep arms nice and long. It's kind of like reverse bending triangle arms almost. So reach up through the left fingers and out of the left waist, but keep the knee really bent. Good, let's do Ardha Chandrasana. I feel like I might have forgotten something, but we'll figure it out. So go into your side body, kick your right heel away, lift your chest. You can look up or just look out. Bend your right knee if you're catching the foot for your half bow. Breathe. Explore. Permission to fall, to not have it be like perfect. Play is another good way to look at it. Take the right hand down so you can switch. Hips are square here as best as possible. Keep your right leg parallel to the floor. Pull your left like low abdominal is in, especially at the psoas, and then turn the chest to the left, twist. Try to stabilize the standing leg, hip over knee over ankle. And if you want to bend the right leg and catch it, sort of a half bow and a twist. And then change. I know what I forgot on the first side, but it was standing splits. So go ahead and go right back into high lunge. We'll do splits later. So high lunge, Anjaneyasana. Okay, no, I don't want to miss my splits. Right, lunges are split in the pelvis. Pulling a little bit like the ribs in, and then lift chest, heart, and then twist. Go long to take the elbow, think armpit, right, or shoulder over the knee. It may end up being elbow, but go for the length and then find your twist, and then maybe backing down, and then maybe going into a side crow, leg split version. Thighs can go beyond the left elbow if your hands are in prayer. Now look up on the ceiling. Look down and step the right foot forward. Separate your feet again and sit your hips down, low squat. Woo-hoo. Okay, so from here, we're going to do a little bit work for our like sides of the hips. And you can come back to like this is a really good sort of way to stretch it out if that's what you're needing. You want to work a little more strength. You're going to come up and you're going to take the legs wider. Okay, so think like Prasarita Padottanasana legs. And you're going to take your arms out in front of you for this one because you want to keep your chest really up. Okay, so you're going to bend. I'm going to go left first. So bend your left knee and you're going to go either like to where you're about halfway down and stay there. I'm going to do 2, so just check out that. Make sure your feet are going straight forward and that they're in line with each other. Good. Breathe. Squeeze your outer left hip glute and then come back to the center and then go to your other side. So just about, halfway. Oh, inner thighs, outer legs. Keep the chest up. Use your arms. Use your eyes. Use your strong core muscles. Come back center. Second set, go down. Stay halfway. Or if you're going all the way down, hip to heel, rotate your right femur bone to the toes, go to the ceiling. Some can sit all the way down. But know that if you sit all the way down, you have to somehow figure out how to get back up. So you're going to get back up, keep chest up, rotate right toes forward. And see if you can bring it, up into the center. Yeah, it's like slow, and so it's really heats us up, at least for me. Okay, so go down right side. If you go all the way down, rotate. Think left femur bone, like you're rotating in the socket and the left toes will rotate up. And if you sit your butt, like your left butt all the way down, again, you have to get back up. And keep the chest up, keep the chest up, keep the chest up as you're coming to the center. Yeah, good. Okay, arms down. Heel toe the feet back in. And take a breath. I feel it. I don't know if it's because I'm talking while I'm doing it. That one's intense. Okay, you guys. Let's work on some balance. So shift your weight into your left leg and really feel your left leg powerful and strong. Like anchor it down. We're going to hold the right knee up. So at first you're going to just lift your right knee as high up as you can. You can use your hand. And if this gets sort of unstable, you can always put your hand on a wall or something. Because we are going to hold it for a little while. Squeeze your left leg. I know you're all used to standing on one leg. Forever. All right, so as the right knee is up, now you're going to bring right knee parallel to right hip. Flex your right toes. So like the start of head to knee. We're not going to round forward yet. I want you to feel your left leg so powerful. It's like rooted down into the ground and strong. Keep pulling the belly in. Flex your right toes. Heel under knee. Excuse me again. And then lift up crown of the head. Keep pulling the belly in. Squeeze your like back butt. Like feel the strength and the power of your glute muscles. And then slowly as you can, lower your right foot. And you just lower it, lower it, lower it. Once it's on the ground, yeah, shift your weight into your right leg. Feel your right leg super powered. Okay, so we're working on finding these deep stabilization muscles. You're going to lift your left knee. You can even do an extra stretch with the hand. You can circle. I like to circle my ankles a lot. But then find your powerful standing leg. And really work it and find your glute muscles and work them. And then let your left knee come in front of your left hip with the toes flexed. Find the calm steadiness of the breath that you're working very deeply. We're going to keep holding it, keep holding it. And then as slow as you can, just step the right foot down. Once the left foot down, sorry. And then once the foot's are on the ground, let's do standing head to knee. Shift your weight into your left leg, pull up on the left quad, right knee up in front of the right hip, toes flexed. Right, and of course you can stay here and work another drill. Stretch up, inhale. If you're ready to move on, pull the belly in, round down, pick up your right foot from underneath, all 10 fingers interlace, loving grip. Right, so the grip on the ball of the foot, the interlaced fingers include thumbs. Stay here. If the standing leg is solid, slowly kick the right heel forward, no higher or lower than right hip. Keep drawing inner thighs towards each other. Eventually both legs straight, stable, breath calm. At that point, you can bend your elbows in and down to either side of the calf muscle. Once the elbows are down, then you're going to draw your chin in, look at your belly button, place your forehead exactly to your knee. Hold what you've got, work it for 3, 2, change. Head up, arms straight, attempting to come out, opposite way, you can go in. Find your breath. Good. Shift your weight into your right leg. Second side, left knee up. Do the drill, right? Just holding it and just establishing your strong standing leg, because that's what you want the entire posture. If you start to round forward and you lose, go ahead and round forward if you're ready. If you lose your standing leg, go back and get it. You know, and that's a practice of so much patience and just focus and concentration and allowing and knowing things can change. Right? So once you have the foot, if you're ready to kick, slowly kick. I'm not going to kick on this side yet. Good. If you're kicking, keep kicking continually. Now, as you're kicking continually, left leg may be bent, right leg's got to be strong and straight. If you're ready, bend elbows in and down. Beautiful, Michelle. Keep breathing, keep kicking your heel away, toes back. Pull low belly in, elbows go below calf muscle. You can tuck your chin, look at your belly, place your forehead on your knee. Hold what you got. And change. Come on out. Good, set your left foot down. Take a breath in. Shoulders back and down, exhale. Good, inhale, reach up overhead. I know what we forgot on the left side. We're going to do it now, bend knee triangle. Step your legs out wide. Left leg forward, bend your knee. Open up your chest. Right, I'm pretty sure we forgot this side. Left elbow in front of the left knee, reach up and reach down. Press your left arm into the left knee, lift your right chest up and look up. Maybe chin to shoulder. Keep pressing right hip forward and down. And look up. You guys, I don't know what time it is or what day it is, so I may be a little out of it. Change, come up, straighten your left leg. Release the both arms down and pivot all 10 toes to one side of your mat. Adjust your feet to where you like them for forward fold. Let's go arms out, wings. You can reach for the opposite sides of your space. Send your chest forward. Come down flat back. You can bend your knees, hands out in front of you, or grab for your feet. Heels if you can get them. Once you got your heels, you keep drawing the spine longer and longer, but rock the weight a little forward into the toes. And feel for strength in your quad muscles. Let the breath calm and slow. Lift chest, heart. Bring hands out in front of you. And just come up maybe onto fingertips or palms. Let's see if you can get the back nice and long and flat. And then we'll do another twist here. These always feel really nice, I think. So the right hand can stay down, or you can be on fingertips. Make sure you're not going back behind your heels. Keep the hips and length ankles. And twist, let's go left side, or whichever side you do first. We'll do both. And it's okay, right? If you need to let your sacrum not be even, that's okay. Some people teach it with like try to really keep that even. I do both, like I practice both ways. But just know that like, it's totally okay to move your pelvis while you twist your spine. And sometimes you need to change. Think about like what's happening. Go ahead and do your other right arm up or twist the other way. Like, think about what's happening in just the vertebrae, and then also the organs, the lungs, the heart, the digest, like the low organs as well. Right? And then if the hips, if they're square, great. If they're not, that's also great. Look down and bring your hands down. Let's bring the left leg forward. Walk your hands forward. And then step forward. Uttanasana, head down. Relax the weight of the head. Press into the feet. Come all the way up. Arms, chest, eyes, palms connect. And then bring the hands into the heart. Take a breath in. And a breath out. Good. Bring the, let's do standing separate leg, forehead to knee, y'all. Okay, so arms up overhead, palms together. You can separate your feet, just a little bit. So when you're going to step your left foot just back and try to have the two heels in about one line, the two hips facing forward, the two shoulders forward. Palms together, thumbs across. Stretch up, inhale. Chin in. I think most of you can probably keep your arms right alongside your head as you go down. You'll keep it in that tucked position. And the fingertips will touch the floor, but if you need to, you separate your hands. Once the fingertips touch the floor, bend your knees so the forehead's at the knee and the knees at the forehead. Pull the low belly in and feel where the stretch is. Keep pressing back heel, foot down. Straighten the right leg as much as you can. Keep contracting thighs, root down through the feet and roll up slow. So the arms, the chin will be last. The arms, essentially will stay with the head the whole time, but you just are moving your spine. Let's switch feet. Left foot forward, right foot back. Two heels in one line without crossing. Right, and sometimes stepping back, I do anyway, you take like a bigger step and you might discover like, oh, a bigger step works great, or not, right? And you switch it, stretch up, draw chin in, and round down. Ooh, and as you're rounding down, place the forehead on the knee, place the knee on the forehead. Press the fingertips into the floor. If you can, keep your hands in prayer. Left hip back, right hip forward, back leg can stay pretty locked. Bend your left knee if you need to. Come up slow. Chin will be lashed. Good. Nice. Nice, and then step feet together, arms down. Take a breath. Let's do half lotus standing tree. So pick up your right foot high towards your left hip. Sole of the foot will face the ceiling. You don't want to go all the way up high with the foot. Keep it lower. Try to even out the shoulders, the sides of the waist. Let your right knee gently go back, down, and in. Think about drawing like the inner thighs long but towards each other. Send the bum a little forward, the tail down. You can bring right hand center of the chest or bring both hands. If you want to hold the foot, sometimes that's helpful to just hold the foot, hug left elbow in. And you can work a little more this external rotation. You want to do toe stand. Shift your eye gaze out on the floor in front of you and hinge forward. Take your hands to the ground, fingertips, and bend your left knee. Lift your left heel towards either like your right sits bone or right between your sits bones and sit on it. Without, like eventually you don't even sit on the heel. Walk your fingertips back and press your knees forward and down. There's Sunny. I can see you when I'm lower. Okay, bring your one or two hands center of the chest. Get taller. And change. Press the floor away, toe, standers. And then come on up. When you come on up, release. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Hips. Okay, let's do the other side. Pick up your left foot, high to right hip crease. Sole foot face ceiling. One or two hands center of the chest. Press your left knee. Just let it glide back. The more long you can get the left thigh, think knee down in opposition, right? Then the knee will go eventually back. Always listen to your body so you're getting an effective posture, not forcing or straining tendons, ligaments. One or two hands center. If you're going into toe, go for it. You all know the posture. Once you get your shoulders over your hips, probably be able to bring your hands to the chest, heart, right? And it actually, for me, it kind of lightens it up a bit because I can then lengthen the spine in the upper body, the upper spine. As the tail releases down, the left knee releases down and in. Good, and then press yourself back up. Try to go opposite way, like the reversal movement. Good, and then release the left foot down, take a breath. Good. Inhale, arms up and overhead, palms together, look at your thumbs. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift chin, chest, eyes. Exhale, place hands down and step the feet back. Come to the top of a push-up. And then bring your legs together for a side plank. Roll onto the outer edge of the right foot. Lift your left chest, stack your shoulders, and lift your left arm. You can take your left foot and tap it behind you and go into like more of like almost like a backward bend. That's an option. Another option is, stay side plank with the legs stacked, right? Or Vasisthasana, where you draw, maybe hold the knee, or hold the big toe. So many options. I recommend just trying one because we'll stay for another couple of breaths. And change. Take your time, set up your plank. Roll to the other side. And then the right toes can step behind the left shin, and then you can press into the right, like the right toes that steps down, like press, heel is up, toes down, you can press and send the pelvis forward, and you're in like it's sort of like a side wheel situation. We call it, again, Forrest calls it like wild thing. Okay, come back, if you know of her teaching. Bring your side plank or go into Vasisthasana. Hold something, right, for just another few breaths. And when you're ready to come out, You can lower down knees, chest, chin, and come through to cobra or upward facing dog. Hold your up dog or hold your cobra and keep breathing. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, bring right leg forward, and lift your left heel and squeeze your left leg, really solid, hips, right? So we're gonna do like an active, it's kind of like, I guess we could call this runner's lunge. I think of it as like an active lizard lunge. But you can always put the back knee on the ground if you like. Keep breathing. See if you can bring the chest more forward. And usually it's, you know, it depends. Some people, it's fingers. If you can, get your palms down. But if not, fingers are fine. Blocks are also fine here too, under your hands. Good, lower your back knee and squeeze like your middle left glute. If you're not sure, like you can put your hand there and feel the muscle engage. Excuse me, and then take your arms either up, or you can interlace your fingers on the thigh. Kapayasana. So here's a split of the legs, the chest up, the heart up. You can look up to your fingers or behind your fingers, Kali Mudra, with the hands if you like, and start reaching back more and more and more. But the more you reach back, the more you gotta lift your heart, your chest. Squeeze your back body and look back. If you're in a backward bend, look back one more. And change. Bring your heel toe your right foot to the left wrist for pigeon. Set your legs, kind of notice. And then try coming into it by walking the arms long out in front of you. So as you walk the arms, like you'll get more length, more space to the torso, and then you can certainly bend the elbows or bring the hands even under the head, or lean them forward. But once you can get your head down to something, just let the head relax. And go for some really deep breaths here. I might adjust my thingy. So on the right side, pigeon pose. Notice your exhalation, very full letting go at the end of your exhale. Like just let yourself have that. When we're, in a place of, of fear, of unknowing, of stress, of worry, it's very, it's constricting, and we constrict in our diaphragm. We constrict our breath. So if you can allow a full exhalation as often as you can think about it, it's going to bring some release and some ease into the diaphragm, and thus will, help the organs, the body stay in a state of calm. One of my teachers, who you all know I talk about, Prasad, he recently was like, claim your calm, like be, like that's the most important thing as in any practice. It's being able to keep the mind in a state of calm, and then it doesn't mean your body won't stress out and think, and the mind won't think, but these tools, so incredible. Let your full exhalation happen, claim your calm. Come on up. When you're ready, lift your chest, walk your hands a little in. And then let's go into the second side. Yeah, so go down dog. Let's do another dolphin or get upside down. Okay, so you can do any inversion. You can go to wall, even do a handstand. You could do headstand, or you could do forearm stand. Dolphin is sort of the prep for that. And turn sideways. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So lifting the heels, if you're in dolphin, one way to start is to get into Pachamayurasana is to just lift one leg and then lift the leg. Like if I lift my right leg, I'm going to lift my left heel as high from the floor as possible, and maybe just a micro inch the toes will float off, and I feel that, like what I need to engage in the heart, chest. And if you did that on one side, you can do it on the other side. Or just be upside down. Do your handstands, whatever. Headstand. Letting the organs go the other way, right? Upside down is so good. All right, let's do, finish that off when you're ready, and then come back to down dog. And you'll bring the left leg forward for that, sort of that powerful dragon lunge, okay? So not collapsing, trying to keep everything really strong, but do try to use your hands to some degree. Again, it can be fingertips. And think about reaching the heart, chest forward, and reaching the back heel back through the channels of the inner legs, through the feet, through the outer legs. And then you can lower the back knee and go into either interlace fingers to lift the chest. So think about the space, particularly in your right side, like the back leg. This is the stomach meridian up the front of the thigh, the belly. So we're creating lots of space there when we do backward bends. So go for that. And if you want to take the hands up overhead, really squeeze the outer right butt. Use your back muscles. And use your navel to spine. And look back as you reach back. If you're using your hands, then really squeeze your palms. Slowly, slowly change. And heel toe the left foot towards the right wrist for pigeon. And then once you go into pigeon, again, the arms, if you can bring them, like you can even try bring your arms up first. And then hands, arms forward, long walking forward arms. And then sort of once you can't go any further, then you soften down. Maybe bend the elbows at that point. Maybe put the hands under the head. And take slow, deep breaths. At the end of your exhale, you might be able to notice, you might even feel on the organ level the diaphragm actually lifts in the pause at the end of the exhale. One more deep breath here. Go ahead. Start to come up. Bring the, go ahead and lean into the left hip. And let's go onto our backs. I'm just turning, but you don't need to turn, just lay down. Or turn how, if you need to see me, but I'll try to talk it as much as it's a whole new game out here on the interwebs for me. Teaching wise. I usually don't demonstrate every posture, right, you guys? So bend your knees and place your heels underneath. Let your shoulders spread. You're just on your back, letting the spine relax. letting the organs relax. You can close your eyes or keep them open for now, and just let your eyes relax, your cheeks and your tongue. Good. We're going to take the right knee in and release the fingers. Let the left leg go long. Let's do when removing. You're going to pull, 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 active grip, chin and look down, pull. So get right into like actively gripping with the arms and the hands, but keep lengthening your spine. Draw the chin in, pull one more time. Ooh, I got a nice crack. Lower the right leg down and bend your left knee and release fingers, pull actively. Chin and look down, pull. Deep breath, belly to the inner thigh, pull. And change, left leg down, arms down. Bend both knees. Wrap around the, below the knees, opposite elbows. Pull. So you maintain action while letting the spine lengthen. Change, arms and legs float down. Okay. Bring your hands underneath your hips just a little bit. I'm going to have to turn again because I got a piano situation. Let's see. Actually, I'll come over here. So we're going to go into like a little plow routine. And the plow routine is, you've all done it with me before. Oh, Sita wants to join in. Okay, so you're going to bring your hands underneath your butt and take your legs up. Press into your arms. Thanks, Sita. And then lift your hips up and go to plow. Take your toes way back behind you. Get your shoulders nice and under you, and then roll back down, but keep your hands on the ground. So rolling down, you're going to exhale the legs towards the floor, hover, and then exhale, take them up. Overhead. Take another breath here. You're in plow. Then you're going to roll down, giving yourself a nice massage. With control, legs lower. Keep low back down, so legs don't lower all the way, just enough. And then take them one more time, up and back. Let's actually do two more. Lower down. Right, really stimulating through the back body, the muscles along the spine, legs down, low belly in. Go one more. Stay in plow. Roll the shoulders more under, and you can bring your hands to the low back. You can bend your knees to your forehead. You can stay there, or you can float the legs up for shoulder stand. If you're in shoulder stand, the breath is calm. The legs are up, and it's totally okay if your legs don't go, like if they pike a little bit, right? It can take some time to get the perfect stacking, especially without, blankets and props. But the effect of getting the legs up there and getting upside down like this, right? You'll get the benefit of this very, very strong posture for the immune system. But the knees bending to the forehead too can work. Amazing things, right? So legs up, keep them there, or knees to forehead, keep them there for another breath. If your legs are up, go ahead and now bend your knees to your forehead, and then open the knees to either side of the forehead. Let the feet open as well, and your knees are going to go into your either like your ears, or like mine go to my temples. They don't quite get to my ears yet today. Breathe here. This is Pranayama. There's a pressure we're doing into the ears with the knees. If it hurts your neck, don't do it. Hands can still support the low back, or the hips that are up. Okay, release that pressure and let the legs go back to plow, arms down, palms down. Slowly roll yourself down. Make sure you're using your arms and the back muscles. And then once you get your sacrum tail down, bend the knees just a little bit so you can set the feet onto the floor without having to use the core so much. Okay, press into your elbows. Let's do fish. Walk your elbows a little in and back so you can lift your chest more up. And then look back. When you look more back, You're going to take your head down to the ground, and you can lengthen your legs. Oops, I ran out of space again. So the chest, heart lifts, the elbows can keep pressing. Amazing space you're providing for your lungs and your heart. So if you want to lift your legs, lift them to about 45 degrees. And you can do that with your arms as well. It takes a lot of control and strength, and the neck should not hurt at any point during this. So keep pressing elbows down if you need to. If your arms, legs are up, lower elbows down, lower legs down. Press into elbows, lift chin, lower head. And just take a moment in open-eyed Shavasana, like let the spine release from all that back side movement. Okay, so draw the legs in, and then you can grab the backs of the thighs and roll a couple of times. And once you roll up, bring your knees in, bring your heels as close to your sitting bones as you can, and just hug. And if this doesn't feel comfortable, like you can hug under the legs. If that still doesn't feel comfortable, you can not hug. Right? You can think about, Virasana, like when we sit down, kneel down, or Vajrasana, right? That kind of thing where the shins are in together, the spine sits to the heels. And this is great for if you have problems sitting on your knees, you can still get this sort of action of bending the knees in. Okay, so from here, I want to go back onto the back again. So lie down and bring your heels in towards your hips. Bring your hands alongside of you. Excuse me, that was Sita coughing. Bring your hands to your ears, like fingertips spread wide. Bridge pose, if you're doing bridge, if you're doing wheel, we are going to hold we're going to hold it for a long time, so you can explore it first going into bridge. I'm going to demonstrate like a different, I'm going to call out, you don't have to watch, you can listen. I'm going to call out a sort of a variation of wheel that some of you I think will want to try. So hands are into the shoulders, pull, like feel for the belly button drawing in towards the spine. And already start to feel for an arch in the low back. So like you're not drawing the tail, not pressing the low back down, you're actually sending the pelvis, like rocking it forward. Like think about cow or any backward bend. Okay, so you're already in a backward bend even before you've lifted off the ground. Now lift your heels and press your feet down. Stabilize through the hands, hug your arm bones in, lift the hips and maybe just come to the top of your head. And if that's okay, then you'll press the arms. Right? If you're not ready to do wheel today, do your bridge. You're going to keep breathing if you're in wheel. If it's okay for your, again, you got to check in with your knees and things for heel lifted stuff. You're okay with the heels lifted, keep them that way. Keep pressing your big toes down, but squeeze your low butt a little bit. If you're in wheel and the arms are straight, look for your feet. Maybe you walk your hands towards them. Right? Try to keep the knees tracking with the hip, not swaying. And breathe, opening up the chest. Look for your toes, press your arms. Stay for another 2 breaths. Press your big toe mounds down. If your heels are lifted, if your heels are down, press your heels down. As you lower down, you can stay longer if you want. As you're lowering, get the back of the head, shoulders down first. And then you can lower your arms to your sides and lower everything else. All the way down and let the heels lower if they were still lifted. And just take a breath. Okay, bring the knees to the left, do a little spinal twist on your back, and then we'll come up again. So knees to the left, turn twist to the right, deep breath in. Long breath out. Change. Twist to the left, right, knees to the right. Any supine twist you want to take. Just a couple of breaths. We are backward bending today. So bring your legs back to the center, and let's come up rolling up, and let's go onto the stomach. So cobra position of the arms, hands, chest, chin, hands in close, legs long, press your feet down, take a breath, look up, come up, cobra. So in this cobra, the more you can press the tops of your feet down, you're going to feel your kneecaps lift. Press into the hands a bit, but hug the arm bones in, the elbows in. Maybe look up, breathe, press the hips down, and then slowly come down, chin last. Left ear down, look to the right, toes touch, heels open. Breathe in. And breathe out. All right, chin forward. Bring your arms out in front of you like a sphinx. And let your just chest collar be nice and wide. So wherever it's comfortable for your elbows as far as how close in or how far away. Feel your legs are going to go hip width. Inner hips is really where I go. So you can, again, it's like that big toe reaching back action, which gives us so much space then in the low back. You can press a little the chest part forward and breathe. Okay, bend, stay where you are, but bend your, bend your right knee and bring your left arm a little in and reach back to grab for your right foot. When you grab for your right foot, you're going to take the right heel down to the outer right hip for half frog Bakasana. The chest is lifted. Not everyone will put the heel to the outer hip, but it'll feel good, right, if it's time for you to do that. Otherwise, you're holding the foot and you're going to do like it's sort of like a half bow. Okay? Ooh, so many pops and cracks today. Change, do your other leg. So you'll bend the left, reach back. You're doing the foot to butt to the hip, grab the inner foot, and then the closer it gets, you're going to be able to lift your elbow and then rotate the fingers forward and keep pressing the heel of your hands down into the foot. The heel goes outside of the hip. The chest stays up. So we do want to feel a backward bend as we work into this. Because eventually you can release that left foot. You can do one at a time still. You're going to reach back and grab both feet from the inside. If you're doing both legs, you're going to lift the chest so you can bring the heels low enough so the elbows can come up, fingers spread forward. And you draw the heels down. You can send a little bit the front of the hip crest forward and down, and maybe your knees even lift off the floor. If you can, look up or just look straight ahead. Bakasana. Release, let it go. Bring your chin down, turn your head, look one way, and just breathe. Okay, bring your chin forward and reach back, bend your knees, reach back, grab for your feet from the outside, bow, Dhanurasana. Point your toes and kick. When you're kicking, let your arms just go back with the kick. And allow the weight to shift a little forward, front of the hips, you're on your belly, but squeeze your low butt and keep kicking. Let your heart chest open and look up, keep kicking. Keep breathing in and kick and breathe and stay and change. Slowly, slowly. Release the pose. Chin forward, press yourself up. Sit your hips back onto your heels. And allow your chest part to rise again and just notice what you feel. Invite the breath. Invite the sensations and just allow, notice. All right, stand up on your knees, camel. Separate your knees hip width distance, hands to low back. We're only going to do one, chest up. So start with just, as you bring your elbows more behind. The eyes come up, the chin comes up. Again, if you can consider the entire front body in your back bends. So like from your toes, the fronts of the feet, all the way up to the knees, from the knees to up the fronts of the thighs, to the fronts of the hips, up the belly, through the fronts of the ribs, through the chest, the breast, up into the throat, all the way to the nose, to the eyes. As you go into camel, some of you reach back, grab feet. Hips stay over the knees, breathe. Look with your eyes. Breathe into your throat. Come up when you're ready. Slowly, slowly. Chin last, sit down. And again, just observe. Breath. Noticing. All right, we did this the other day. I'm gonna come forward. I honestly kind of like the phone better because I feel like I can see. But so in this one, you're gonna bring your hands by your knees. And yeah, and so like, think like tripod arms. Yeah, press into your arms. You're gonna lift your knees off the floor, in other words. So your feet can stay down. Press into the arms. They're really strong. Pull your low belly in. Or if you want to go right up into crow, it's a really hard move. You can take your knees up to your arms. Otherwise, keep the feet down. Maybe lift one foot at a time. Oh, it's really hard on a hardwood floor. I don't recommend it. And then lower down. Sit down and prepare for rabbit. Grab your heels from behind. Stretch up tall. Inhale. Good. Chin in and round down. As you're rounding down, top of the head on the floor, forehead to the knees, pull on your heels, lift your hips up like you're rolling forward like a wheel. Breathe in through nose. Pull on your heels, lift your hips. Shoulders off the ears. Arms will lock out. Hug them in. Pull one more. Slowly make your way out. Come up to the top, chin. Then just stay sitting down, kneeling down. We're going to do a little purification to release in the abdominals and also to like stimulate good digestion. Let me grab my mat here again. So you're literally going to take your fists and stick them like right between, like, or right alongside your belly button. You can go a little lower, a little higher, but that's in general where your fists will be. And you're gonna, press them in, and you're gonna try to soften the organs and even the muscles. And then what you can do is you can go into child's pose. You're gonna feel your fists in the organs, and you're gonna let your child's pose head come down. And you can move sort of, the circling of the hands around. And use this massage technique. It's a purification technique for the organs to soften. Like you want the organs to be soft, even though you work those muscles of your low abdomen. Like try to soften those now. And just notice what you feel. If you feel hard places, if you feel, on one side, maybe there's like something stiff and hard, just notice it and try to relax it as best you can. You can keep moving the fists around, or you can just hold steady. Just take a couple more breaths. It's a really great technique to massage, and for our low back as well. Releasing. Ooh. And then slowly you can come up. You can release your fists. And then we're going to come onto our side. Come with the legs forward. I did lose a little track of time there. So we'll do just a couple seated postures, and then we'll meditate and have final shavasana. So for seated postures today, I'm going to do a couple more twists. So let's take let's do half hero, left leg back, foot alongside of the hip. Now then you can go a little out. You can sit on a pillow, your right hip. if you feel uneven, if this doesn't feel stable. Sit yourself up, get a cushion or a pillow. From here, just start to lean forward. So like Triangle Pada Paschimottanasana, lengthen forward. Eventually you will have the legs together, right? And if that's you, like go for it. Breathe. I said twist, we're doing a forward fold, but we will twist too. Good, come on up. Bring your right foot inside of your left knee, or take it into half lotus. If you're going into half lotus, take your time, set it up. The heel, is kind of going into that place where you just have your fist in a sense. So as much as you can get then the knees a little closer together, great. Otherwise, keep the foot inside the left thigh. Bring your right hand around. If you have the half lotus, you'll grab the foot. Left hand will go to the right knee. Lift the heart and twist. Breathe and twist. Use your eyes. See, on your right shoulder, like see your space. And then hold your gaze steady on one thing. And take one more breath. Untwist. And let's just switch the legs. So the right leg back. Heel, hip, and the foot's going straight back. So the knee, again, it can be out, it can be in. Legs can be a little wider. Sit your left hip up on a pillow if you need. And come forward. So in the forward fold, think about lengthening through the low back. A little you're forward of the sitting bones. If you have a little more mobility, you'll have like the stomach on the thighs, the chest underneath, the chin on the shin, and you can bind the foot eventually. Otherwise, the hands can be on the shin. They can be anywhere. You can use a strap in this one too. Sean, you have your strap or your towel. Yeah. Sean's always prepared for practice. I'm obviously not with my weird setup in here. I usually have another room I practice in, so I'm like, wait, I need things in here. Okay, come on up. Very fortunate to have room though to do this. Bring your left heel to the right knee. Twist, you're gonna be twisting to the left foot option to go lotus. Right, and like take a moment to feel that, to settle into the tall spine, left hand behind. Hook the foot, if you can grab it, go for the like around the big toe, and then the right hand, if you can actually get to the knee, like you can use these levers to, add into the twist. But it's never a case of like forcing or straining. It's just like it'll feel good, right? The actions you're taking. It doesn't mean they're not intense, or they don't require, discipline or action or work or whatever the word is, but they feel good. It's like right action always feels good, even if it's very hard. Turn, look beyond your left shoulder. Twist again. And untwist when you're ready. And let's bring ourselves into a final seat. So cross-legged, or you can do lotus or half lotus, or comfortable cross-legged. Bring your arms out to the sides and then up, just so you know, like you've established your seat is calm and steady. And if it's not, adjust it. Maybe sit up on a blanket if you need to. And release your fingers behind your back now. And then one more lift of the heart, lift of the gaze as you inhale. Exhale, round down. As you round down, you're bringing the forehead to the floor, or sorry, the top of the head to the floor. Actually, no, the forehead to the floor. And if it doesn't go to the floor, not a problem. And then you can lift your arms a little further up. And then as you exhale, lower the arms and undo your fingers, but stay rounded forward, either head on the block or head on the ground. Your head is relaxed. Slowly come back up, and as you come back up, we'll sit for a moment. So we'll do first Kapalabhati, and then we'll sit for maybe 2 minutes, not a super long time. You can take obviously longer, and I highly recommend you meditate and sit whenever you possibly can. And then we'll take final Shavasana for a couple of minutes, and then I'll guide us through that. And then if you want to turn on your, like after I come back out or guide you out of Shavasana, I promise I'll be quiet. I got feedback from another class where I was moving around and noisy during the Shavasana. So then you can turn your mic on if you want to hang out. Otherwise, just take yourself where you want to go as far as this final part. So close your eyes. Sorry, no, leave your eyes open. Let's do Kapalabhati breathing. I love you guys. I'm so glad we got to practice today. So exhale, sharp, short, snapping the stomach. You can go through the mouth or the nose. Sit up tall. And again. Exhale, 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 exhale. Stay with it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let it go. Find comfort in your seat. Close your eyes, and for at least a minute, just be still and watch your breath. And take comfort and refuge in your practice. And be putting the mind into a place, remembering a place where you feel completely calm and supported and safe. There's nothing, not a care in the world, just maybe it's elsewhere, maybe it's right here, right now, but remembering that feeling of being in a place of support and care and love and being safe and free. Take a couple moments and just stay still. If you're ready, find final Shavasana. cozy. Let your spine completely relax. Let your legs and your arms completely relax. Give yourself this time of sacred rest. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Allow the body to awaken. If you're ready, stay longer in Shavasana. If you're needing, stay. Wiggle fingers, wiggle toes. This practice is so incredibly effective to allow us to shift and transform and see, just even in one breath cycle, the capacity and the knowledge of change constantly occurring, and being able to observe ourselves in a true light, in a true way. So whatever comes up, whenever we are facing, we're ready, right? And we're able to then utilize the tools that we have to remain strong, to remain calm, and to remain at health. And so I'm so thankful to get to practice always, and really thank you for coming to do it like this. The support is amazing, and I love seeing you all as we take our physical space, but we can keep strong connection this way or however we can. So bring your hands together at your heart. If you want to chime in with an Om, we'll send out the vibration in all directions, tapping into the source, right? The intelligence that is driving every thing in the universe, and that one sound syllable